Ha. Did you honestly think that I was gonna do a whole bunch of videos and not give you guys any TCGO action, man? Alright, so I've been messing around with this whole Zekrom thing that I've been apparently messing around with. And let's come up with a few battles. So let's have some trading card game entertainment. Yes, especially since the new pre-release just came out. I'm hella excited for the new expansion, man. Darkrai EX. It's gonna make me really want to use Tyranitar. I mean, that's the bulk of what I know. You know, I'm only seeing the card. I don't really know all the combos. I'm not, uh, expert as you what do you call it, but I do kind of know what I'm doing. So I'm here to entertain you all. If you guys already don't know that, but here we are. I drew into a Cleffa because his first round he didn't draw into any basic Pokemon that he could attach onto his field and or the back row or the bench, whatever like that. So he goes first, I guess. Yes, Zapdos, and I say yes because it's weak to his own type. So I have the Zekrom here ready for some action, man. And in case of worst case scenario, it's good that I drew into a Cleffa. I kind of want to replace the Cleffas that I have with the Smeargle. Somebody gave me a decent tip, and good players, and I mean good players, always happen to have a supporter in their hand. So if I can manipulate that and use Smeargle's ability to use one of their supporters, I can use two supporters. I mean, I'm probably saying the obvious, but that's hella freaking awesome. I'm just like discovering that myself, so I was like, whoa, blown away by that whole factor. So I'm just gonna play the level ball. I'm thinking about getting a Tynamo. I'm like, alright, I could get electric. No, I want a Tynamo. No, I want an electric. And then I decide on Tynamo. I'm like, alright, something, if I could draw into, I have two Professor Oaks in my hand, right? It'd be better if I have a Tynamo in my hand and then to play under the field, and then next turn evolve it, since at this particular turn that is my first turn, I can't evolve anything. So I'm just gonna play the energy remover, or the loss remover. I'm sorry, loss remover. Get rid of his DC that he has attached onto Zapdos. One more electric energy can start inflicting some damage, and I won't be able to get a chance to use my Cleffa and or one of my Tynamos, because that thing does 50 damage to anything on the field, and that includes my back row. So he has one electric energy, which is nice, but I'm sorry, it's not going to suffice for you to do your offensive, which I was kind of afraid about. I draw into a level ball, which is amazing. Yes, and then afterwards, I'm going to evolve one of my Tynamos, obviously, into electric. So I decide that, and then afterwards I have an electric energy in my hand, and plus one in my graveyard from earlier on when I played Engineer's Adjustments. So I am able to this turn attach 3 onto the Zekrom. I think I'm just going to do that, attach another one, play the switch, so I don't have to discard any energies attached to the Zekrom EX that I have on my active field. In order to suffice for its retreat cost, attach an energy onto the Zekrom, and then afterwards play Professor Oak, but not before using Cleffa's free retreat cost and then switching back up, because I can manually switch once per turn. I haven't done that. I've used switch. So I'm just going to play the Mewtwo. I have another level ball, which is amazing, so I can get yet another electric. Things are looking great, and this is only the first turn. I can kill him right away. Look at that. That is nuts, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, I'm hella excited. So I'm just going to evolve my secondary Tynamo into electric. I'm hesitant to play the Skyro Bridge until I get rid of that Zapdos. 160 is more than enough to finish up the Zapdos, and he's left only with what looks like a Chinchou and a Liquid left over. And I have 3 energies on the second turn. I keep saying the first turn. Second turn, quit, I guess. So I mean, there's nothing else you can really do. I mean, if you don't have that many options, you don't believe in the heart of the cards or whatever like that, hey, whatever. So here we have a really decent match. This is my second match that I have with this deck. I decided to take your advice, viewers, and use the dual balls that I have currently at my disposal instead of using the Pokemon collectors. I mean, I could use a combination of both, but I did decide to stick with the dual balls. So dual balls will give me a little bit more options, plus I won't have to exhaust my once per turn actability with my supporter cards, so I can probably use the dual balls, as you already know, and then one more supporter cards. I mean, I'm just learning I'm not just learning, but the fact that I'm just recycling all these ideas in my head is just really uncanny. It's great, so I'm just gonna play the Sage's Training here. After attaching one energy onto the Zekrom EX, rinse and repeat from last time, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm going to play the Junk Arm, debating whether I want to discard 2 electric energies that I have in my hand, which I do. And then afterwards, I'm just going to play, I get a Dual Ball. And then afterwards, I'm going to play Dual Ball again. Get a Dynamo this time since I have electric in my hand, which is great. I can start attaching energies. As long as I got one heads, it was pretty great. And then play Sage's Training, since I played the dual ball. I'm going to get the Zekrom as well as the Junk Arm again. So I think, yeah, Junk Arm. I was about to get Catcher. I'm like, why the hell would I get Catcher? He only has one in the field. I know he's gonna play more later on. But you know, okay. Excuse me. You know, as a matter of fact, no, that was smart because I kind of forgot. You know, that was smart. Why would I get another Zekrom? I have a Zekrom currently as my active Pokemon, and I am actually expecting him to play a different Pokemon. So, you know, depending on what he wants to save, what I believe that he wants to save, I can use that whole combo later on with the Junk Arm and then, you know, the Catcher, but all that is null and void because he played Ends, so I guess he kind of has an idea of what I have in my hand, obviously, since I played, you know, I have the Junk Arm and the Sage's Training, whatever like that. Whoa, look at him, attaching energies real fast, Tornadus, dual ball action going on here. I drew into not one, but two electrics, and like what I was telling you guys earlier on in this particular video, he is going to play the Smeargle. I unfortunately have a supporter card in my hand, so I know he's going to play the Professor Oak that I have in my hand. The good thing about that ability is that it doesn't waste the card that I'm currently holding. So if it used the effect as well as to force me to discard that particular card to the graveyard, oh my goodness, that'll be one hell of a poke power. Seriously. Plays yet another Tornadus, has a Celebi here. I think that Tornadus has like kind of a lot going on here, but you can kind of switch around the energy so that if your opposition happens to knock out one of the Tornaduses, you don't lose your energies equipped onto it. Well, not as much anyway, because you have the choice of, you know, moving around the energies. You can like switch around. Plus, he has a Skyro Bridge, so it only costs one to switch. I don't even think it costs anything to switch around, actually. So, yeah. Afterwards, I have an electric in my hand. I have a level ball, so I can get another Tynamo for later on. I discarded, I think I have like 2 or 3 electric energies in my back row, so I'll get another Tynamo. Set myself up for a little bit later on. I'm at the Catcher. I want to keep that in mind. I can use Electric's ability, but it's no point as of yet. I haven't joined to anything that I want to use it on as of yet. I have the Zekrom currently, but, you know, that's great because I have the Loss Remover as well as the Switch. So, Loss Remover, I'm just going to remove that from the Tornado so he doesn't, like, do any shenanigans later on. And then afterwards, I think I'm going to play the switch it up, like just like I did last time. I kind of almost forgot that I had the Cleffa, so I'm, like, trying to think about what I can switch. I mean, because if you only have the Cleffa as well as the Tynamo, which don't have any retreat costs as of yet, so, or at all. I mean, really, honestly, as of yet, meaning the Tynamo when I evolved the Tynamo into Electric. But, you know, Cleffa doesn't have a retreat cost, so you could probably switch it to that. So, I have no idea why I ended my turn, actually. I should have actually just switched and then attached some energies onto the Zekrom. Oh, I know why. I didn't want my Cleffa being exposed. That's what I didn't want. I didn't want him joining into yet another DC and using Tornadus' ability to kill off my Cleffa, as well as switching around his energies that he would have potentially had on his active Tornadus onto the other Tornadus that he has in the back row, thus killing also my Cleffa. I didn't want none of that to happen. See how many energies he has on his stuff? I didn't want that to happen. That's why I didn't do that, because my Zekrom EX wouldn't have been ready to inflict any attacks as of yet, being that I only have one electric currently in the field, which is able to only attach one electric energy onto the Zekrom EX. So that's why I didn't do that. I was like, why didn't I, you know, just switch out? I should actually did that, but no, I have to wait one more turn. So I have the secondary electric. I'm gonna do that the following turn, which is this turn. I also have another Zekrom EX waiting to be played. So, things are still looking good, I guess. I have a Catcher just in case he wants to do something. I could probably kill off one of his Smeargles so he doesn't keep utilizing the, supporter cards that I will potentially get. So, I'm just going to attach another energy. First of all, evolve my Tynamo into Electric. And afterwards, I have the Level Ball and all that other jazz. So, I'm just going to attach another electric energy onto, I believe, yeah, that one actually, because I have more than one electric energy in the graveyard, and if I can save the Zekrom that I have currently, you know, on as my active Pokemon, I mean, obviously the less damage counters the better. I'm just gonna decide to bring in a whole fresh new Zekrom EX onto the field. So I'm looking, I'm like, all right, I know I have a switch. Oh no! It's him! I got confused. It's him that had the switch. Oh shoot, I thought I was the one with the switch. Alright, so what can I do? Maybe I can stall for some time so he won't kill me right away with the, let's see what I got. I'll thin out my deck a little bit with the well, okay, I don't do that either. I thought I was gonna thin out my deck a little bit with the level balls, thus, you know. And then afterwards, using the Pokemon catcher that I have remaining in my hand, to force him to switch out into something else, so that I can buy myself some time where damage counters were concerned, because I was so sure that I had to switch my graveyard. I just had this whole thing planned out. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna play switch and then kill his tornadoes right away. But no, looks like his tornadoes are still threatening me. So alright, so it's his turn. I have the catcher still in my hand just in case. And I have my Zekrom out there in the field. It has 1 electrical energy onto it, but I do want to attach more than that, obviously. I want to get as much damage as possible, which is the common sense thing to wish for. But I'm just so devastated at myself. I should have paid a little bit more attention, but I really thought, honest to God, that I had a switch in my graveyard. And it just happened to be his switch that was cameoed on the screen a few moments ago. So it looks like he's going to take a little bit of time to play his Mewtwo EX and then take it back. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? What you doing? Alright. But, yeah, just waiting to see what his, next move will be. I thought I edited out the blank spaces. Alright. So he plays, Professor Oak's new theory. I kind of do that. I edit out the blank spaces so that, you know, you guys don't see 5 minutes of us thinking about what we're going to do next over. So I'm just so upset at myself, man, with the whole thing. He plays the Smeargle because, like I said earlier, good players always happen to have like a good supporter. Like usually the last card, if not the second to last card, is always a supporter to draw into a different hand, or you know, or refresh your hand or something like that. So like people use Poke Power, and I guess he must be really devastated now because my next card that I just drew into is a Professor Oak. So I can play the catcher. I think I'm gonna force him to get a Tornadus, the one with the the one with the grass energies attached onto it, so that when I do knock it out this particular turn, barring that I do draw into a switch, which I just drew into, his grass energies would also bite the dust in the graveyard. So now I'm just gonna be able to play the switch, but I want to attach 1 more energy onto the Zekrom so that I'm able to do this damage, its maximum damage output, which is I believe the 150 attack that it has. Yeah, 150, because I don't want to take a chance with the this other attack not doing the other 80 because it has 110. So if it only does 50 times 2 is 100. It's not 110, and he'll be able to save his tornadoes for later on. I want to knock it out right now while it has its energies attached onto it. That's why I did that. So that's knocked out, and I draw into a Junkon. Great. That is great. So he draws, and now I have like 3 supporters in my hand. I think he's going to play, if anything else, if not anything else, it would be smart for him to play my N, because it'll short me 1 card since I just drew a prize. So I kind of want him to do that though, because I mean I do want to replenish my hand anyway, you know, but I guess not that way. Go figure. So another energy, which is great. Next turn I'll be able to attach that onto the Zekrom EX that I have currently on the field. And then afterwards I have the Zekrom in my hand as well as Skyward Bridge and all that other jazz going on here. He's going to play the catcher. I think the best case scenario for him to do is to catcher out into one of my electrics, being that electrics doesn't have any electrical energy attached onto it, and I'll have to attach an electrical energy onto it itself in order to do, you know, an attack, which is only 50, and that's also killing one of my supporters. So if I was him, I would have actually did that to buy himself a little bit more time. So he's gonna play the Junkon, play the plus power. I'm guessing he's playing all this other stuff to since Smeargle doesn't have has a low retreat cost. I don't even think it has any retreat cost. And then probably play a DCE onto the Mewtwo in order to finish off my Zekrom EX, which is what I believe is what he's trying to aim for. So he's probably trying to Junkon all this stuff for the plus power, whatever like that. He probably has another card that he can use to shuffle out his hand, because it doesn't necessarily seem like he's getting what he needs. He gets 2 Pokemon, so I guess he's thinning out his deck a little bit more before he plays what he really wants to. Plays the Smeargle again. Switch. So he plays a switch, and I'm guessing that he's gonna Smeargle, so that once per turn that he could use one of my my supporters, but he doesn't see that I actually don't have a supporter in my hand, and I think that messed up his whole flow because I think he was relying on me to have a supporter, and he just quits. So I mean, I didn't understand that at all, but could have actually kept going, I guess. I mean, that's just one turn setback, but well, whatever, go figure. Viewers, I definitely had a lot of fun. Do not forget to rate, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys later. Peace, and what you doing?